Comrades, welcome back to Realpolitiks. This is episode 23. So I was right last time, it was episode 22. In any case, it's a very hot day here in Cape Town today, but there is no better time than now to continue with our great quest here to become a world power. I think we've done pretty well so far, but I mean it has now been 53 years. At least we are second place in terms of our score or prestige in the world. It's not such a huge lead over Europea or even Japan, but I think for now we are secure. The next prize will only be awarded in another 3 years, so by that time I don't think much will have changed, but we'll have to keep an eye on this because I don't want the Germans to catch up to us again. Then, very momentous last time, we forged a much bigger bloc here in Africa by getting both Uganda and Ethiopia, and I must say I'm quite surprised that both of them agreed on the first go, not like Angola. But in any case, we now have the Quadruple Alliance, or something like that. We should think out a nice name for this alliance, or the African Stars, or something like that. At any case, we see here at the bottom now, I only noticed this now when I restarted or loaded the game, Ethiopia has a 1% chance to leave the bloc. Now, I don't know how this is calculated per month, I suppose. It doesn't really say anything specific, but that's obviously very low. But I think the reason for that, if we just have a look at our relations, definitely they are the one that needs the most work. We can see they're 63, and if we look at what normal, well, at least what is normally considered neutral is about 50, that's not so much more than that. So I think the first order of business must be to at least try to improve relations again. Then we can also try to invest in that country as well. But speaking of investment, let's try and do that with Uganda. It costs us a bit, but that's okay. And of course, the side effect, if it succeeds, is better relations for almost 2 years, which is excellent. Let's see, is there anything we can do with Angola? We can try to improve relations again, but it should still be very high. 91. Well, I think it's good to manage this carefully, so let's do that. It almost costs nothing. So that's that done. Unhappiness is 0 essentially. The highest apparently is in Namibia for some reason. And then is there anything else? The warmonger score is coming down nicely. It's almost 50 now. Of course there's still a bit more. Crucial trade route that provides owner with steady income. So yes, I don't know why it's on pause. That's strange, but anyway, this is our... what was that? Well, I assume it's from owning Cape Town. I didn't read it properly now. Oh well, doesn't matter. So there we go. Then, let's see, what else? Oh yes, the military aspect. That was really a big surprise last time, to see how powerful we are. Now I wonder if this will be adjusted to account also for our allies. I doubt it. This is obviously just per country. So let's have a look again. It says 148 now for us, which means we are more powerful than the US and China put together. And, well, there's 8 left, so who has 8? No one. Well, let's say Benin or Tunisia. So we are stronger than the US, China and Tunisia put together. So there we go, something that we've done right apparently. And I think, can we legitimately classify ourselves now as one of the leading powers in the world? I think we can. Certainly amongst the developing nations or the nations of the global south, but for sure even with the other traditional great powers. Of course, we're a long way away from becoming a UN member. So let's have a look at that quickly. I'll let the clock run while we have a look at that. So to become a UN member, we have to have a GDP in the top 20. So let's have a look if we arrange this by GDP size. Europea has surpassed the US. How interesting. So Germany, essentially, I don't think anyone else has joined them in this new Europea country. So essentially Germany is the largest economy. My, how the world has changed. The US, then China, so that's pretty much, I guess, to be expected. So it goes up to Austria, so it's the 12 largest economies. So after that, Saudi Arabia, Nigeria, so clearly economically in Africa, Nigeria is our biggest rival. And we are at number 20, so I think we have grown. I think we were somewhere around 26, 27, something like that. Czechia is now just above us. To think such a small country is essentially got a bigger economy than we do. But I mean, that's the case in real life. I don't know about Czechia, but certainly other small countries are richer than South Africa. But what can we do about it? That's the real question. Population is not so important. Transport, that is very important. We should take a closer look at that to get that as soon as possible. Let's look at provinces. Well, we are the third largest country essentially in the world after the US and Russia. But of course I think we're bigger than that because we own planets essentially and moons as well. Ah well. So, almost done with these military innovations. Let's just hope the Ethiopia thing works. Music festival, never seen this before. How about we organize a worldwide music festival? And what will it take us? Not that much money. Absolutely. I mean, this must be the mother of all music festivals to be a worldwide one. So, well, it will hammer our GDP growth a little bit, I guess. Literally because people will be hammered afterwards. But in any case, the HDI will go up, so do it. We should have some fun after all of our hard work here. Come on, Ethiopia. At least success, so that will help us. And in Angola, so they are absolutely loving us again. Naval units done, let's just wait for the other one. There we get the reward now for this task that we had, so it's more score and more prizes. See, what else do we get? Air superiority. I can't click there to see it. Air superiority, airplane 1. Ruling the skies is half the battle. You need to activate the universal air unit. Well, guess what? It's 2 days away from being done. What a fantastic timing. So we'll get this reward for doing absolutely nothing, essentially. Well, there we go. Project done. And we get some more money and more score. So what's next? What's our next task? Failure. No success there. So what happened? Did we get anything? Nothing yet. It's taking a while. Usually it comes up quick. There, divide and conquer. Expand your empire. Take control of, guess what? The Zambia province. Absolutely, we want to do that anyway. Obviously the game is looking at where we already have existing cores, so that is a goal. Obviously we have to wait a while. I would rather have the warmonger level disappear completely. We've got enough bad relationships in the world. So let's see what's next for our project. I think we're going to have to take out more debt, but I think it is time to get the universal units manufacture, which will lead directly to the transport. And it's not that much more than we've got. So about 3,400 or so debt. Maintenance score, at least we get score, so do that. Takes a year and a bit, but that's okay. And what else can we get? Mad, I still want to get that at some point maybe, not now. Star Wars theory. Score, it just gives us score, that's not too bad. We do want to keep a gap between us and the Japanese. Theoretical and the Germans. Theoretical introduction to highly advanced defense space missile systems designed to counterattack enemy nuclear strikes. I would like if the developers made this actually make a difference in a nuclear war. Obviously it gives us the score, but in other words, it should also say here that it increases the chance of a failure if an enemy tries to attack us with a nuclear weapon. I mean, that's the purpose of this whole Star Wars thing anyway. But maybe that comes a bit later. I'm getting ahead of myself. This is just the theory. The actual system comes later. So I can at least say my logic is more or less in line with what the developers had in mind. Do it. It's more debt, but it's okay. I know we'll have to start paying it back soon, but 243, it's not too bad. But yes, we need to pay attention to that. Speaking of which, everything here is still in order. Elections coming up in about 8 months. Not too bad. Maybe we'll see if we can change something there. But I don't really see a need. What about the military? Can we get more? Yes, it's 161. I guess it also increases with our population or something. I would love to see that. It's just technology, it seems. Oh well. Space migration. Confederation of Estonia. The masses are looking for a better life amongst the stars. People are leaving Earth and moving out to the space colonies. That's interesting. Main country, confederation. And then I don't see any of the existing space powers in this list, so I assume these are all countries sending migrants to space. I wonder, we should almost be like the European Union or Australia today and, try to get the refugees or whatever, the migrants to not come to us. But yes, we're not that harsh. There's lots of room out in space, so I think it's a good thing. Welcome. As long as they're happy living on the moon and so on. Anything else? Nothing. No one wants to establish ties or anything like that. Sometimes I miss these little notices, but I don't see any right now. Is there any chance Australia would join us? No. And New Zealand? No. Maybe we could... Uganda declared bankruptcy. That is not good. We have to do something about that. We have our navy. Divide and conquer. Okay, this is all the old stuff. We have to do something about this, though. We can't have a Bloc member go bankrupt. What can we do? I wish we could see their debt here as well, and maybe even help them to pay it if that was possible. That would be good. Bloc member... Obviously, if they're bankrupt, they can't create a bigger military. GDP size only 31. Well, let's have a look. Maybe we could invest again. It's going to take a while. I can always help them, but the HDI will go down again. Although that said, the music festival meant that it went up by 5 for a while, so that sort of offsets it. Let's do it. I think we have to. That's one situation where I have to try to uplift the countries if they need it, or at least extend some kind of assistance. Let's see, speaking of the Bloc, can we do anything more? Local autonomies. Establish autonomous administrative divisions amongst the Bloc members. The maintenance will go up. But that doesn't seem good. Max capacity will go down. Everything will go. No, leave that. What about unified offices? Implement the same office organization in every country of the Bloc. That's better. It brings the maintenance down. But there's the other side of it. It brings the relations down. But that one does too. Strange. Oh well. Success, so at least they accepted our help. Common currency. Let's try that. More GDP growth will help all of us. We just have to then be very careful about managing the relations. Djibouti, what do you want? We would like to start a student exchange program, and absolutely. Why not? I see no penalty for us. No, they're in the Bloc of Egypt. I was just gonna look if we could add them, but no such luck. Let's see. Make an investment. Let's try this again. Hopefully it will succeed this time in Ethiopia. Let's see about other Bloc members. What about Kenya again? For some reason I really like them. I know their military is so bad, but maybe it will make it easier to get them to join us as well. Of course, the other side is the more members we have, the more management I'll have to do. Oh, hold on. This is very important. This is our lifeline. Okay, taken care of. I think the rest will come very soon. Then, is there somebody maybe in Central or West Africa? Nigeria is very active here. What about Ghana? What's their situation like? 11, 3 and 2. Better than Kenya. Maybe we should also look at the GDP size, because I don't want them all to be financially, disastrous. Our investment was a huge success at last. I want... that's not bad money though. Maybe I'll take the money this time just to pay off some of this debt. Let's say about 10,000. Colony crisis. And of course we're involved, so everyone who has a colony now. South Korea is complaining. Countries with space colonies are keeping all the resources for themselves. Oh well, too bad. You never succeeded in getting a colony, but you should have spent more money to bid for one. I had to pay. Could we get Ghana? That's the question. It looks likely, and I think that will also provide a counterweight to Nigeria in West Africa. It's probably a good idea. I mean, we should now start to position ourselves as the dominant power on Africa. We are essentially, but Nigeria is very active now in trying to build a bloc. So I'm going to try and cut it off right here and get Ghana to join us. Burma is bankrupt. Philippines. What's this? Exchange of experiences. Angola. We've received an invitation to join a debate panel on our stock exchange experiences. This could be very good for both sides. Let's improve our market position. That will increase competitiveness or income, or we don't have time for this. It will cost us the same either way. I think we should go for earnings. At least then we'll get a bit more money for a while and we can pay off more of our debt. I think it will be worthwhile. So that income should climb now. Election time. Let's see. Accept the changes. So what happens? Militarism remains. Well, it grows now to its peak. Personal control goes up a little bit. Election change of interventionism goes up a little bit. I think we'll leave it. We're doing quite well now, so I would rather keep the status quo for now. Everyone happy? Yep. Let's see. Almost done with this Ghana experiment, and then we can try to ask them. It'll take a while maybe, because it's only about a third chance. Is that not enough? That's not good. I guess we have to help them. More HDI, but okay, we'll do it. It's temporary. Now I know at least we will be guaranteed to get that back. Anything else? Europe is suspiciously quiet. No one else has been interested to join Europea. I guess no one else has a stomach for the European 2.0 Union. Dictator's death. The beloved founding father of our country just passed away. What? No! Well, I'm still alive. A troublesome time will follow this tragic event, as many will now try to grab power for themselves. Well, the system parameters, I don't know, let's see. Assert peace with the help of the army. Get more militarism. Well, our militarism is already completely maxed out, so I think we should do that. It won't therefore have a penalty. Well, 6% unhappiness. Ask international powers for help. In restoring democracy, never. We have to assert our independence here, so we'll help with the army. Diplomatic crisis between these two again, France and essentially Germany. Even though our relations are quite bad with Germany, I'll support them. They are in our stock market. See, we have to be constant. I wish these relations changes would last longer. Like if I do this now with the US, it will cost quite a lot again and it won't last very long. Nothing else? Nope. Pretty much quiet. Water conflict in Australia. I don't know who they're fighting with because they're a continent on their own, but I guess it caused some kind of conflict inside Australia. Which is totally understandable. I mean, that is a very dry country. Success with Ghana. Now, let's see if they'll accept the offer. Hopefully, otherwise, it's not enough. Success with Europea, that should help our income a little. So we just miss out with one. That's not good. Failure with the US. For some reason, they're not interested in us very much. I can't really do much more. Oh well, I guess Ghana is just not going to buy it. What's this? New proposition. France proposed a new resolution for the UN Security Council. Members are voting on the R&D cooperation to improve the Human Development Index. But now, is this only for the members? I guess so. It's really a pity we can't take part in that yet. Let's look at our economy. We're still low. I don't know why this isn't changing. I'd like to do something about this. The economic development is just not changing. Just take care of the stock exchange. It's ironic because Nigeria is in our stock exchange and they're sort of our rival now in Africa. The economy specialists, Ethiopia. Should we loan some of our economic specialists to our ally? This would greatly improve their country's development. I think we should. There's no real negative cost except, of course, a financial one and a bit of action points which we can definitely afford. So yes, why not? We should do that. Hopefully they'll like us for a while. So who else? Kenya, is it just gonna be you? I guess at the end of the day. For a better future. Now what does that mean? I wish we could see. Oh well, it's an achievement. Bonuses, that's fine. Stock exchange. I can just clear all of this. Let's just stop. What did that do for a better future? Don't know. At least the world economy is in an upswing. I'll look at that later once I quit the game and go back to Steam. Then hopefully I'll be able to see there. Bloc integrator, maybe it's that. It must be. It means that because we are now closer with the other countries of the bloc, that's why it's a better future. So that's good. We use a common currency, which will of course be ours, which is the rand. What about political integration? That's just a legal system, but it does say a centralized common government. Relations to maintain bloc 84, that's very high. Oh well, let's leave it for now. Let's just carry on. Can we pay some more debt? Well, one of the things is done now, so we shouldn't. Transport, so finally we'll be able to get the actual transporters. I think this is too deeply buried in the tech tree here. I mean, we've got transporters today, but in any case, this is just manufacturing the transports in our country. But I wish we could have bought them from foreign partners. In any case, production of units to quickly transfer people and equipment around the world, and a bit of debt again, but we have to do it. It's non-negotiable. Is it just me, or do we have... Oh no, just thinking we have 3 projects, but it's the industries one. It will take many years to complete here in Cape Town. Luxembourg joined Canada. It's an interesting alliance. Seems like this one will pass or not. Doesn't look like it. Against is 50 if I'm reading that right. Or is this how much is needed? 50% out of, but surely you need half at least or more to get past it. Anyway. Anybody else? Nothing. Well, let's look at Kenya again. For some reason I'm obsessed with them. Maybe I should reconsider. Let's just have a look at Rwanda. 6-2-1. They have a bigger military than Kenya. That's really not good. Burundi? 6-2-1. Well, I don't know. Anybody else we could get into our bloc maybe? Central African Republic? 6-2-1 again. Not going to go after Sudan. Eritrea? 6-2-2. Somalia? 7-2-1. Well, I think the thing will be again, the culture and civilization groups will give us a penalty. See, it's only 23% chance and we need 84%. Or 84, yes, relations. I guess that's the thing that we saw here. This thing, relations to maintain bloc. In the sense that if we want to add somebody new, they have to have an 84 relationship with us. And of course, that's very difficult to achieve unless we already have a good relationship with that country. 62, and you see if we increase relations, it will only be, I think, by 15. Well, let's try it. Just want to see. I know Kenya is not very powerful here, but it's something. So yes, Estonia, that was the one leading the exodus to space, and I don't blame them. I guess they're afraid of what Russia will do in the future. Transport for sale. How interesting that you want to sell it now. Now when we don't need it anymore. You traitor. One of the top countries, Russia, it's not a top country here, is planning to upgrade their fleet with better models, so they're selling their old transport units. They still work just fine, so it might be a good deal for us. Guess what? We're fine. Thank you. And don't forget what you did to us around Mars. Go sell your old junks somewhere else. We make our own. Success, so how far do we still have to go? Well, let's see if this will help. 10. Is that gonna do it? It should. If it succeeds, of course. It's more HDI gone, but we've already got the ones back that we spent, essentially. R&D cooperation. Global fundraising. Oh, so this is a stop. This is one of those big fundraisers. Global fundraising ordered by the United Nations. Oh, this is the Security Council thing. To create an international research and development institute. The most generous donor will host the main headquarters. I think that should be us, don't you? And we get some more HDI. 30 actually, for 3,600 days. That's many years. That's 10 years almost. And score, of course, so there's no way we would not do that. It's not so expensive. Just now again I must remind myself to do that. And I get distracted here easily because there's so much happening. Let me have some coffee while we see what comes next. Still 2 weeks left for Kenya to consider if they'll accept our help. US, will you like us again? Please? Success! Now, can they join us before they start to dislike us again? Almost 40% chance. If we don't succeed, I hope we can try again before the goodwill expires. Certainly have more than enough units. Refused. Ah, well. How long do we have to wait? Not too long. We'll just try again. War between Brazil and Paraguay. That's an interesting one. Wasn't there something like that historically as well? I'm not too clued up. Oh, there goes my alarm again. I'm not too clued up on Latin American history, but I think there was some kind of a war there. Paraguay, Brazil, something like that. Long time ago. Star Wars theory is done, so at least in theory we know how it works. And the US likes us more. Good. I think this will be a clean sweep for Brazil, because they also have a bloc. Is there anything more we want to do just before ending off? I think, yes, we should at least try Kenya again and pick another project to work on. Star Wars maybe? Oh no, that's too expensive. Defense against nuclear attacks, though I think it could be worthwhile. It will mean 6,000 more to the debt. Space missile defensive systems capable of destroying enemy warheads before they reach our lands, 20%. I think that should be a bit higher than 20, but in any case, do it. Not that I'm planning to go to war against nuclear powers, but the thing is, these days there are so many nuclear powers. Look at this. Anyone else joined since we last looked? Turkey, Italy, Poland, Belgium, Malaysia, I'm not sure. Switzerland still astounds me that they have nuclear weapons. So even more than China. Egypt, South Korea. Oh well, the US is far, far ahead of anyone else. Now let's just see, I want to finish off with Kenya. I'll speed it up. Just a little over a month left. Greece is again bankrupt. They're becoming the new Pakistan. Nuclear specialists. Our spies managed to track down a brilliant scientist. He escaped from his country in fear of persecution and is currently hiding here. If we give him a passport, maybe he'll settle down and work with us. Good idea. Let's bring him in, definitely. I think we lost one of our own scientists a long time ago. He was wanting to leave and then we bribed him and he didn't go for it. Oh well, let's bring this one in then. Papua New Guinea joined the bloc of Japan. 10 days. The nuclear refused. Ah well, what a shame. At least we tried. If we didn't try, then it wouldn't have worked. What's this? Congo. We're looking for nuclear protection. Are you willing to place some missiles in our country? Absolutely. And I want to put you in my bloc now. I'm certainly not going to put nuclear missiles in a country that ends up joining Nigeria's bloc. Defense, 10%. Do it. It's no question. If we want to be a great power, we have to start extending our reach. Now there's a water conflict in Turkey. That one makes sense because I think some of the water, the rivers that run off out of Turkey actually feed the, the Euphrates or one of these rivers. So that one makes sense. Look at Mashariq asking for money. You're absolutely crazy. Speaking of that, just have to do that and let's try Kenya once more. Ah, this time they buy it. Excellent. So now we have another country in the bloc. That's now 1, 2, 3, 4 countries, almost the size of India's bloc. What will it take to get the Republic of the Congo? Again 84%, but only an 8% chance. I think we'll go for it. We'll try, because they host our missiles now. But that's for next time. Thank you for watching. I hope you're still enjoying this series. And see you next time. I hope you're having a very good weekend.